This is Papa Smurf. You're listening to Our Lifestyle, the podcast, with ODB and the Mayor.
Yo, this is Rob Maggi, and you're listening to Our Lifestyle podcast.
Yo, as we get started, we want to thank our title sponsor, Scrapin' the Coast. You can visit scrapinthecoast.com for more information. Their next event, 22nd annual, is going to be the last weekend in June. They haven't yet announced it for 2024, but rest assured, we will be out there. One of the biggest, baddest shows in the country. Get ready for more information coming soon on Scrapin' the Coast. Tap on the hashtag #ScrapinTheCoast for more information. We appreciate the continued support of Custom Car Show Productions. Yo, it's Our Lifestyle Podcast, also known as OLP. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're listening via a podcast app, finish it out there. Do us a favor when you get to your workstation or home, pull it up on YouTube, stream it through. You'll get to see Mike, myself, and it helps our channel grow. Isn't that right, Mike?
Bro, anything that can make our channel grow is what we want to do, bro. That's where it's at. We want it to grow and prosper.
Now, speaking of that, you're growing crickets there, right? We heard some crickets outside.
Bro, there's crickets, there's frogs, there's birds, there's squirrels, we even got rats, palm rats, bro. We got the palm trees. There's got to be palm rats in the palm trees.
Hey, I'm going to ask you this real quick. Do you see the new item that I've added to the compound here?
Oh,
you suggested it.
Well, I'm blind as a bat, bro. So I got to get like really close to the screen.
We picked it up on our trip to Mini Nas, which we're going to talk about in a minute.
Wait. On the way there? It's not the skateboard, is it?
Nope.
I know you keep moving, but I see it now. The beaver.
The Bucky's beaver.
Bucky's beaver.
I got the bobblehead.
Yes.
Who doesn't need a bobblehead in their life?
Dude, everybody needs a Bucky's beaver bobblehead in their life. Dude, I feel so bad because I sit out here, I'm out with nature, and ODB's in his room, his man cave, and you got everything that just represents you and everything that you love, and I don't have that.
Dude, you're the mailman. You're outside. You had to come home. You had to take a quick shower because you knew you had on Tuesday night tonight. You knew we were getting back in the catbird seat.
Yes, but I didn't even get to take a shower, bro.
Dude, that's TMI, man.
Well, hey, but I will after this. Don't worry. But I am drinking a Mick Ultra if anybody's asking. Anybody's concerned.
So listen, we want to give a huge shout out to our title sponsor. We love them.
Hey, Scrapin' the Coast. I got the shirt on right now.
Scrapin' the Coast. And here's the thing. If you go to Scrapin' the Coast with an IN, Scrapin' the Coast, we're 44 days at the time of this recording away. It's June 21st, 22nd, 23rd in Biloxi at the Coliseum. Check it out. Biggest and baddest car show, in our opinion, in the South. They've got a ton of information out on their website, so we want to give them a huge shout out. Thanks for the continued support. Mike, what we're going to do, though, is we're going to keep this theme that we have. We're trying to streamline stuff. Now, some people, like Randy, like Tim, right, they're going to want to go top ropes on us because they go, yo, you guys are scaling back a little bit. But trust us, we're going to streamline these episodes even more, and we're going to hopefully produce more content. I think you guys are going to like it. Mike, I think here's the thing. If you look back at some of our episodes, you used to tell me this all the time. We were putting like 2 or 3 episodes worth of content into one episode. It was our banter, then it was, a DJ Mays talking about relaxing in the park, and then it was our title guest, right? So we 2.5, 3 hour episodes. So really what I want to continue to do is streamline that, Mike, and get the content out a little bit quicker so that maybe we don't have to wait every 2 weeks. Plus, it'll be more a direct scope to what we're talking about. So like this episode, for instance, we're going to talk about our top 10 items or things in general that we liked about Mini Nats. And then, Mike, we're in, we're out, and then we're on to the next one.
I like that. On to the next one. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's a song.
Yeah, Jay-Z. On to the next one. On to the next one. But Mike, you had such a like a look a moment ago that you were just literally kind of just staring out into the abyss of Naples, Florida, and that you really were thinking of something about Eastbound and Get Down, because I see you have the hat on.
Yes, I do.
Rumor has it you've really tried to harness some of the ODB thought process, because sometimes I can just sit for hours and just try to comprehend the next idea, right? and sometimes I pretend I'm sleeping. And my understanding is you're trying to harness that same power, like a Doc Brown deal.
Well, the thing about it is you say you trick people that you're sleeping. And you're not tricking nobody because, bro, you're snoring away. You're sitting over there in the passenger.
That's part of it, Mike. That's part of it.
Snoring away, and then out of nowhere, Scotty the Body knows this perfectly.
See, I've got you hook, line, and sinker because that's part of the deal.
He's seen it firsthand now. I've told him the stories. He's heard the stories, and then he goes and sees it firsthand. And he's like, Mike, you weren't lying. He is a wild man.
And you have to admit, I'm even more wild that I haven't been drinking. Shannon asked to see how low I could go at Mini Nats when we were loading up on Saturday. We're going to talk about Mini Nats. And I got so low that, dude, I almost manifested right into a break dance. You remember when I kind of slid?
Yes. I didn't know if you kind of slid. You slid.
Right.
Definitely.
So, it just goes to show you, even without any alcohol, I can still get down and get crazy.
Oh, no. There's definitely downs and crazies with no alcohol needed. There is definitely no alcohol needed with ODB and getting down and getting crazy. That's for sure.
So, listen, we're going to roll into our top 10, what we loved about Mini Nats, but I want to give a huge shout out to one of our key partners, Hammered Weekend Wear, Mike. They dropped 2 new drops, and I know Trip is homies with the Pinky. The gentleman from Freaks of Nature that owns the Pinky, not a Mitsubishi Mighty Max, which I'll be honest, I made that mistake and called it that. I was trying to pretend I was Mike for a day and call it wrong.
Yep.
But it's actually a D50. That pink shirt was so cool. I know Adam did a good job with that launch. They tied in some of that Friday footage, going to the record store. So that was cool. But they also have the Lone Star S10, which is showing some love, Mike, to the square bodies. Hammered's down to show some love.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, that square body's badass, too. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm more than pretty sure, you love when I say that, the guy with the pink D50, his name is Jason Roberts.
It is.
Thank you. Damn it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
And I'm trying to think right now. I'm a visual person. I'm trying to think of his Instagram, if it's Roberts or Robertson, but I apologize, Jay. But listen, Mike, speaking of Mini Nats, I posted the rolling video. Jay will love this, from Freaks. That rolling video that I posted, I don't do it for the likes. I don't do it for the streams. But last I checked, I think the reel was over 50K watches.
Whoa.
And even Mr. X to the Z Exhibit, he's coming back with a new show I saw that ties in. I think he's going to try to get past all that old, Pimp My Ride stuff that he just doesn't like, of his past. But even Mr. X to the Z liked it. So I was like, dude, man, let's put a big X in the air for Mr. Exhibit. You know what I mean?
Bro, that guy's got to be, 60 years old now?
Nah, he ain't that old. Dre's just barely 60. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like it's been forever ago that Pimp My Ride was on.
Yeah, it was on a while ago. So, Mike, let's get right into it, because everybody's going, man, we're gonna get sideways here. So, what I've done, Mike, you know me, I do like to prepare a little bit.
Always. So you always get your list and you check it twice.
Dude,
ODB is down with the list.
Tell me if we can't get, one of your favorite country songs, Check Yes or No, right?
Check Yes or No.
Who sang it?
Yeah, that guy.
So tell me if we could remix that one to 2024. Would be Swipe Left or Right?
Okay. I see where you're going with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The old school, do you think kids even write notes and kind of throw them across the hall? Nah.
Kids don't know how to write, bro. They can text, but they can't write.
TikTok, they don't even text, dude. Texting's so 2000.
That's true.
I mean, if it's not going down in the DM.
Well, hey, remember, I'm old.
Right.
60. Now it's talk to text.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Mike has I swear I saw on your truck that it's a magnet, and it has like an old candy bar phone, we used to call them, and it says, put the phone down and dry. And I'm like, dude, really, Mike? So listen, this episode is going to be, we're going to try to get back on track here. We're going to focus on the few things, or the many things that we loved about Mini Nats, and I'm working on the next episode that hopefully will not take the full 2 weeks. So if you can kind of read between the lines, that's where we're moving into. But again, we want to give a huge shout out to Hammered Weekend Wear. They have their pre-sale going down now. The 2 new shirts, showing some love for the older school mini trucks, the D50, a.k.a. Mitsubishi Mighty Max, and the S10 Square Body, which is sick. Now, Mike, number 10. Now, these aren't in specific order, but this is kind of where my brain is
number
going.
10, so it's in some kind of order.
So, exactly. I know where you're trying to throw me off here, but here's the thing. They're not in 100% order, but they're kind of in a little order. Okay. So, number 10 is the weather. Okay, so, Mike, I know. Now, hear me out. Some people are going to think I'm crazy for even including this one, right? Jay Bell's going, dude, the wheels are coming off. You need to stop, right? But hear me out on this, okay? We monitored the weather for 2 weeks, give or take, leading up to the event. At one point, Biggity Mike the Mayor, the weatherman, was telling me mid-50s, high of 50s, all this kind of crap, right? We ended up with low 80s. Now, listen, we can slice and dice it and say on Saturday it rained a tad, okay? But, Mike, Friday, the weather was beautiful. Saturday, after that morning, kind of a couple little deals. Listen, you 100%. The way I look at it is Saturday was beautiful, dude. It was so good that I had shorts on, dude. You were trying to put your Speedo on.
Well, I mean, I didn't go down that far, not that far. But with that being said, it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and it held out for us. And like you said, Saturday. Came in with the rain. But you know what, though, Jay? I'm going to go ahead and skip to your number 9 because the weather didn't even matter. And the reason why is I don't even know your number 9, but my number 9 is going to be the fact that we teamed up with Twin States.
Oh, that's on the list. We had
that awesome booth, and we were all underneath there, all protected. So it didn't matter if it did rain.
Yeah, we're not going to. We're gonna. Mike's getting us sideways, but I like where you're going because your mind is in the right place, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Now this isn't specifically on the list, but I want to thank Garage Gear Clothing. We talk about them all the time. They have free shipping options. If you want a shirt for the kids, ladies, the guys, side by side, a lifted truck, a dually, visit GarageGearClothing.com. They were, of course, out there, and we love Lonnie Radar. Let's be honest, the ladies are really holding it down there. Crystal, she's over there pulling the puppet strings, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, listen, number 9, okay, not in specific order, but listen, Mike, here it is. It's the trucks. I'll tell you, you know me, I was overwhelmed by the sea of trucks. The booth was jamming Friday, Saturday, and I did my best. I think it was probably, if I had a tick mark binder over here with yours, I would say I stayed at the booth the most amount of minutes and seconds and hours for Friday, Saturday. I stepped away just a little bit, and it got to the point, Mike, that the hairs were standing up on my back. On Saturday, knowing that
back or the back of your neck?
Back of my neck.
Okay, just checking.
Thanks, man. Yeah, because I do shave my back. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But on Saturday, I don't know if you remember this, I said, hey, dude, it's 4 o'clock. I got 1 hour left, and there's already people going out to cruise. And I left, and I came back like 5 minutes before 5, dude. And it felt good because I went out there and I got some more videos. And Mike, I can never have enough.
Bro, you must have the biggest phone with the most storage ever, because I have seen more freaking videos of cruising from Mini Nats that I know what to do with. And then at one time, I had to let you take my phone because our credit card machine wouldn't work on my phone, and it only worked on yours. So then my phone was flooded with these pictures and videos and everything else that you go out and you do. So, yeah, there was plenty of videos. that you did. That's for sure.
Now, Mike didn't want me to talk about this.
Okay.
I thought BlackBerry shuttered a couple years ago. They said all the BlackBerry servers were down. When I picked up his phone and it was a BlackBerry, now we couldn't even do Find My BlackBerry on there, couldn't we, Mike?
No, we could not. And yes, since you brought it up, I did lose my phone for a short period of time. I think like 6 hours on fucking Saturday, because I disappeared from the booth because I was freaking out because was it Friday or Saturday?
Saturday, I think.
Saturday, yes, okay. And I disappeared for a little bit of time because I couldn't find my damn phone. And they even made an announcement at Mini Nats.
Hank had it.
Hank had it because then he goes and stuffs it in the truck on your side of the truck. Yeah. I never drove the whole time we were gone. How it ended up on your side of the truck, I have no idea. And of course it's on mute, so we couldn't call it. It wouldn't ring. And I did try to call it while I was in there looking for it. Didn't ring, didn't vibrate, nothing.
Did you see all the apps that Hank downloaded? I mean, bro, some of that stuff, every time I'd try to open it, it would, like, all these pop-up things were coming up saying, your BlackBerry has been taken over.
Well, the bad part about it is Hank had my phone, and all I kept seeing was this midget porn. And I was like, what the? I didn't know if it was you or if it was Hank that was downloading all this midget porn on my phone. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't even know what that is. So I will tell you this. What I want to do is I'm going to share my screen briefly. And I'm going to show... Let me see if I can figure this out. Now, here's Trip from
Freaking Weekend, baby.
And here's the cool thing. He came by. So many people came by the booth. We're going to talk about some of them. I took a lot of photos, like Mike said. Brant came by. Here's Brant coming by, chopping it up. The homies from Canada. I mean, we could go on and on. You know, look at Santella. Dude,
how about Chris coming in? How about Chris coming in from Germany, bro?
Yeah, Chris coming from Germany. You got Santella hooks me up with the Spectrum Minis. Easter Spring Splash Security 95, Mike. Look at that.
Unbelievable. I know.
Tell me that ain't crazy.
I know. He didn't even wash them before he gave them to you, bro. That was the wild thing.
Yep, and check this out. Matt Stone, all the way from Texas, dude. I tell you what, you'd be hard-pressed to find. He's definitely an OLP capo. He said that he wants to get to the underboss status, and I said, look, man, you'd have to do kind of like a Sammy the Bull Gravano on Mike, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think you want to do that. But look at Randy.
He's there, bro.
Dude.
He's there.
Randy comes over. He's got the hat on, the NC hat, right? But he's also got the mini truck, and he's gallivanting around, telling everyone about, you know, the truck when he owned Tuck Lugs. Dude, everybody was coming by, and I tell you what, it was a good feeling that so many good folks come by to see us, man.
Bro, every time, it doesn't matter what show we're at, we always, I want to thank everybody because, man, they always come by, they always show us the love, and we definitely appreciate it. Not only, purchasing stuff from us, but just stopping by, slapping hands, and and saying what's up, and that means more than anything. And the Twin State guys were pretty like, wow, these motherfuckers are pretty cool, man. They everybody fucking knows these guys,
dude. And we got to show a lot of love to them. We're going to talk about those guys in here in a couple of minutes. Now, here's my next one. We finally took the time to go through the Wheels Through Time Museum.
Yes.
Now, every year, I've said that I wanted to go. About it. Yep. And what was super cool is anybody that ever watched the TV show What's in the Barn with Dale Wexler, this is Dale's son, Matt. He was on the show and it was so cool to meet him. And then, of course, Mike, he actually sees Matt was giving the kids a ride. And he goes, yo, ODB. He goes, hey, Matt, ODB wants to take a ride.
Good. Show the video. Yes. Get a TV timeout. Can we do a TV timeout and show the video of ODB out riding bitch on the bike? That was awesome.
Okay, that was getting sideways. Okay, so then this is Mike on the camera. Now tell me Mike doesn't do a good job. So, Mike, we're going to let this play here. Here we are coming back down, coming around the mountain. Here we come.
Yeehaw! Man, look at this camera job. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, Craig Braid there.
Dude, the smile. Dude, hats off to Craig. Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Look at that. ODB, big smiles. He shit his pants because he couldn't believe that he went riding on this damn motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. If you ever get the opportunity, or, you're going to hear us talk about mini nats and you go, hey, I'm going to go next year for 2025, book, 3-4 hours. You could spend as much time in there. This is one of the nicest museums. It was to the point that Mike's wife, Shannon, Mrs. Mayor, was like, I don't want to go. Why are you guys dragging me to this museum? Mike, we couldn't drag her out of there.
She was the last one in there.
Yep. It was truly amazing. If you've ever seen the show, What's in the Barn, they play some of the episodes or some of the content there. Much love to them. I bought a shirt and some stickers. Matt is the son again of Dale. Rest in peace, Dale Wexler. Truly amazing, and I appreciate you, Mike, catching that on video.
No, absolutely. And can't forget Alex. Alex was the guy, was one of the guys that does the tours and whatnot there. Man, talk about somebody that knows everything that's inside that museum, top to bottom, every fun fact about everything in there. And the guy was from England, and he's talking about how he likes drinking warm beer and how Americans, they like this cold beer and they're a bunch of wussies. And I'm just like, what? And so, yeah, dude, it was a great time. I'm so glad that we finally took the time to go down there. It was so worth it to go down there. And hey, we can't forget Scotty the Body hooking us up with the free tickets too, bro.
Dude, Scotty the Body coming with kind of an armbar deal. I swear he was taking guys out just to get over to us, and it was almost like a tag team match where you got to just reach that extra little DJ Mays stretch and kind of just tag. That's how he had to dive and give us the tickets, because people were kind of coming hand over fist, Mike.
Bro, but you know what? Scotty the Body can handle anything that comes his way.
The pythons.
And the 24-inch pythons. I'm going to say they're 24 3/4. Okay. And, he's been working out a little bit more here lately. He's been staying at these hotels. He's been getting out on the road a little bit more, and he's been working out in these hotel, gyms. So these hotel gyms, they're top notch. So he's up to 24 3/4.
Oh yeah. We want to thank one of our sponsors, Colorado Custom Wheels, the best in the business. We saw so many wheels there at Colorado Custom. They do steering wheels, billet rearview mirrors, wheels, etc. Hit up Michael and team if you need more billet in your life. But Mike, the next one here is hands down. I tried to recollect this the best. I know you're going to appreciate some of these items we're going to talk about now. We got to hang out with some of the best peeps. And I tell you, Mike and Shannon had something going on one night. We both kind of floated around. With different...
Back up. We had a club dinner because I don't want people getting something. All right, well, you said Mike and Shannon had something going on.
You guys went to I thought it was the Maggie Valley nightclub. Wasn't it?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of nightclubs in Maggie Valley.
A domestic deal?
Yes, definitely.
So listen, you started to say this a minute ago. On Thursday night,
okay,
we had the CBs, okay, Chris Buchanan and Craig Braid. They hooked us up, and I'll tell you what, dude, how cool was it that we got to stay up in the cabin that night? There was a mix-up with our room, which was no big deal. And that Airbnb, dude, tell me that was not awesome.
Dude, it was great. And more than anything, though, and this goes off to just talk about how great these guys are, absolutely no hesitation at all. The three of us needed a place to stay. Hey, come stay with us. No hesitation. Hey, come on. Now, granted, the only bad thing about all that is me and ODB. Oh, yeah, we just go this way. Yeah, we just go this way. Yeah, we go this. Bro, we got fucking lost. Okay.
Well, it was after dinner. And so what we did was when we got to the show, we unloaded everything. And when we realized we needed to kind of to switch some things up, we got with Craig Braid, CB, aka CB Cooper. He goes, "Yo, we got your back." So we go on up, we get settled in there.
It's daylight.
It's daylight. We get peeled, so we peel away. We go to the Wheels Through Time. Amazing. We say, "Hey, let's go get a snack before dinner." We go over and we get a little snack. We kind of hang out, and I want to say you guys did the club. So I got confused on the nights. What did we end up doing for dinner for Thursday? Is that when we got screwed and we didn't really eat much that late?
No. Remember we went to the, no, wait. Yeah, no, it was Thursday. We went to that. I don't know.
Yeah, so I kind of got mixed up on that because I wanted to say on Thursday night I ended up going. We believe it or not, it was Ron Vineyard, Chris Buchanan, Craig Bray, Devin from Mosbury Delight up in Canada, as well as Lucky from Canada. I thought that was the night. That might have been the night that you guys went and did the aftermath thing because I think we waited too late, Mike, and that night we had to go to
Yes.
Wendy's.
Yes, because we went and did. Yeah, no, you're right.
So then I
Yeah.
picked you guys up, and then we had to go back up the mountain. And here was the thing: it was a lot of tight turns. Like during the day, you're kind of like, okay, it's kind of a little sketchy, but we're from Florida. I mean, look, Mike's in paradise down there, right? So
Yeah.
what ends up happening is we get almost to the place, and we make like the one left turn before the next left turn.
Yep.
And I tell you what, we must have went around that mountain a couple times, but a lady's intuition will get us out of a mess, won't it, Mike?
Thank God Mrs. Mayor was with us. She's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
She was tired. She goes, gee, damn it, give me the effing phone. I'm getting us there. I want to get some sleep. And she wasn't appreciating my jokes at the moment, but I can understand. You know what I mean?
Hey, we found a damn apartment complex in the fucking mountains. What the hell, bro? Who builds an apartment complex in the mountains?
Yep. Now, I may have got the names mixed up because I know Brian Marshall also hung out. So we'll talk more about Brian. But if I got things straight, on Friday night, it was Brian Marshall, Chris from Germany, which was awesome, Corey, and I had his last name in my head. Now it's Sauer, but I still say it wrong. We talked about this too when I was with him. It's not Sawyer. I'm gonna mess it up. In the Ron Vineyard, that he runs the tandem axle mini truck page. These guys were from the Pacific Northwest, which was cool. We got to go to an Italian spot. We called them at 8:45 because everything else was closed, and we're like, "Look, we're gonna be there in just a minute. Are you guys gonna kick us out?" And they go, "No, we close at 9, but you're fine." So we went there, Mike, and dude, it was such a long day. I want to say that was Friday night, and man, it was awesome.
Yeah, it had to be Friday night because remember, Saturday night was fucking awesome. Because Saturday night we went to that steakhouse, J. Arthur's, and that place was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. And big shout out, we're going to talk about this, but Justin, Eli, Matt from Twin States, Gooch had dinner with us, Chris from Germany, Mrs. Mayor, of course, Miggity Mike and myself, dude. We the other thing that was so awesome about the restaurant is, although they close crazy early, even on a Friday night, they stayed open. This was a Saturday night, by the way. But the other thing that I liked, Mike, was after that, Justin said, hey, let's cruise up and down the strip. We were in the back. Some of us were in the back of the dually. And that was a lot of fun because, man, it was kind of low-key. We went up and down about 5-10 times. And then we made it back. They parked on a good spot. And then we just kind of watched the trucks cruise for about an hour.
Yep.
So.
Well, I tell you what, man, I don't even know what number that was. I think that was number 7.
Yeah.
But no, like you said, man, just two great guys. That was the first time really hanging out with Justin and Eli, and really look forward to doing that again with those guys. And ever since Mini Nats, me and Justin have been texting back and forth and just talking about different kind of merchandise and different things different ideas that they have that they're doing, and so funny because I just found out that they just did a whole line of skate decks now after they saw us selling the shit out of skate decks. So now they're doing skate decks,
cool.
and they they're dealing with our skate deck guy now, and he actually texted us or texted me and said, hey, thanks for the recommendation, really appreciate the referral, and so those guys, and just having a great relationship with that guy, and it's just super nice guys, man, high class. They do it right, awesome. It was great that they parked their Mazda, that freaking Mazda that's what, 10 years old, or no, shit. It's
the cover, we're talking 07, 08.
So what are we talking about? 15 years ago. Yep. And still freaking just top notch to this day. And, it was in our booth. And of course it was one of our shirts designs that we just did, and which came out amazing. So hats off to Graphic Disorder. but just really cool hanging out with those guys and, for the weekend. And, not only were we slinging, OLP merchandise, but we were swinging,
Twin States.
Twin States merchandise as well. So it was good teamwork, man. And tell us about this picture here too, Jays, because this was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, so Doug Culp here, he was hanging out with us, kind of VIP, and we felt we were VIP hanging out with him. Shot the first Mini Truckin. We had him on recently, just an amazing guy, and he's got Revin TV, which we talked about when he was on. You can see it on his shirt here. But he, of course, Eli goes, yo, man, why don't you sign the dash? Because, Eli's had a few people sign it. Bob Hayes was hanging out there as well. But to your point, when you look at the amount of people that came by, and like it's a testament to Justin and Eli what they've done over the course of time, where they build these timeless rides, and of course that truck being featured once on the cover, twice. What do we call them now, Mike? Not one time,
but two-time cover truck.
Eli 2-time. There you go. And what was cool is, the amount of people that came by, it had been out, you could slice and dice it once or twice, maybe the past 10 years, give or take. I last saw it at Showfest 2012 when I debuted my truck, which, boom, 12 years ago. So that was super cool. We'll talk more about those guys in a moment. Now, the cruising, Mike, to me, this includes rolling down the strip with great kinfolk. Phil Fowler, my brother from another mother. I got a chance to cruise with him. We rode in the Twin States dually, up and down. I was in the back with Chris and a couple of the guys, Craig Braid and Buchanan. They jumped in as well. But I'll tell you, just standing there and taking the videos and seeing these trucks, some cover trucks and whatnot, that was one of the coolest things. I'll even dovetail into that and say, you pushed me on Saturday. No, it was a Friday. And you said, yo, Jay, Eli just left. Well, Eli had told me he wasn't going to drive his truck to the cover truck thing because he's like, I don't know if I want to drive it down. How far is it? Blah, blah, blah. He ends up leaving, and then I come back a little later, and you go, yo, Jay, he just left because he thought you were going. I was like, oh, damn. So whether that was true or not, that actually got me to drive my truck down there. I said, yo, Chris from Germany, jump in if you're down. And he was down the roll. And Michelle Boone, hats off to her. I know Johnny O was there, a couple people. She asked me to help direct some folks, but Johnny O did an awesome little layout as well. Dude, 19 former cover trucks in one spot. That's going to be super cool. But again, that kind of all dovetails into the amount of trucks cruising up and down that strip there. There's no other feeling, no other venue, I don't believe, in the country that we've found yet that's going to allow that type of activity, and it just was amazing.
And that's the thing. It's like, if you have never been to Mini Nats, even if you don't get a ticket, you have to go there just to experience. If you're not going to cruise, at least just get a chair, hang out on the side of the road, and just watch it. And it's freaking amazing. It's so awesome. Just the feel of being there in Maggie Valley is, the town is just, our little spot. For example, we left Sunday morning, and the Pop's restaurant that's right there, because we tried this the year before, tried to find some breakfast spot to eat, and we could never find somewhere. So I was like, Jay, let me go talk to him, because we got up early, and they actually opened up early for me, ODB, and Mrs. Mayor to come on in and eat. We've eaten there, 3 mornings leading up to that time. So they opened up 30 minutes early for us and to come in to eat breakfast before we hit the road. So it just goes to tell you what kind of people that, are there. And we took really good care of them. It was that place is awesome. It's amazing place. And the owner was there. He was there early. He's like, bring them on in and let's take care of them.
Yeah, we appreciate that too, Pops. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going to see on the screen, you can go to Local Rides Magazine. It's just how it sounds, except for there's a Z instead of an S on rides. So Local Rides with the Z magazine.com. Bill and team are good people. You could go out here for as little as about $8 to $9 and buy an issue. Some of these issues are on sale for $8.99. And I tell you, for a homegrown, doing it behind the scenes type magazine, it's one of the nicest ones I've seen. Even if you can't maybe afford a yearly subscription, do us a favor, go out there and buy at least one issue, show them some love, let them know that OLP sent you, and rest assured, they will definitely appreciate it. Now, I want to get through the rest of these. The next one, Mike has hinted at it, and I appreciate him doing that because this is a big one for us, Mike. We partnered up with Twin States, which, is Justin, Eli, and Matt. Matt, one of their long-term time friends. He's one of their employees there as well. But, you mentioned we dropped our, what we refer to as reincarnation. Technically, Eli's truck, when it was on the second time when it became Mini Truck of the Year, it was Reincarnation 2, but basically it's our Mazda Reincarnation merch. That was just in time for Mini Nats. Many of you took advantage of our what we call in-store pickup. You used the code to avoid the shipping charge, and you picked it up there, so we thank you for that. Now, this design we'd had in the works for years, and we really wanted to kind of partner with them. And like Mike said, when they brought the truck out, that was a surprise to us because Justin hit us up and said, yo, what if we were to bring the truck? We got a ticket. And I was like, dude, no problem. We got you. So that was an awesome thing. The setup really allowed for like that VIP type experience that Mike talked about when it rained. A lot of people kind of came under the awning. We jokingly said, hey, you got to spend to stay out of the rain, kidding around with everyone, of course. But, Mike, the experiences that we had, the amount of people that we talked to, Bob Hayes being there, Doug Kolb, so many people coming by, Gendro, a lot of the NC Ken folk, like, it really made me feel like what you said. You go, yo, Jay, the only thing about Justin offering to say, hey, why don't we partner up? What if we use our setup? You go, you're going to want one of these, right? And it's one of those things where, it's a nice setup, and we can't thank them enough because it really created a great atmosphere. And I think, like you said, they knew when they saw like the amount of people we know, the amount of people that came to see them, like, bro, it was like VIP Central.
Well, hey, listen, we got a price. I got a price out of out of Eli, and Eli said $10,000, and it's all yours.
I mean,
Justin wasn't so quick to say yes, but hey, Eli said $10,000.
Justin, when you hear this, and Eli, Mike said that he couldn't run to the ATM fast enough. He goes, I don't care if I don't have the money in there. I'm getting this money. We'll hit the dog track on the way home. We'll be fine.
Well, the only problem is the only reason why I didn't buy it that day is because the ATM didn't have enough cash in it.
Right.
That's what the problem was.
Mike, I was definitely going to need to borrow some money. But like I said, Mike mentioned this earlier. If you go to my Facebook, Jason Ballard, Ballard, I have one main album. I kept it simple, and it's public, and it has all of the selfies in there. So I showed a couple of them, and it would be too tough for me to show all of them here, but I mean, so many people, and there's a lot of people I didn't take a photo with, right? Sometimes we'll be talking, hey, let's take a quick photo. But it just is mind-blowing, like when you think of Canada being there, multiple people from there. Japan, right? The big homie comes over. We just saw local finesse at LST, and then, we have Japan here, which he's the Japan Mini Truckin contact, right? So, which is super cool. And then you have just people from different countries, different states. I mean, we never got to do our state photo that I wanted to do just because it was so busy. But, Mike, it truly was amazing. And we can't thank Justin, Eli, and Matt enough. They set up that booth. They brought it out. They got through the mountains with their tow pig. They brought the Mazda. And I think I learned, Mike, there's someone that's more OCD than I am.
Oh. Who might that be?
Dude, Justin, I tell you what, I bet you that shop he runs is a mean, clean shop.
Well, from the pictures that I've seen, that's the cleanest shop I've ever seen.
Well, and here's what I was blown away. You talk about, my buddy Josh Ellis and I talk about 5S stuff, and, he's from a lot of that world where everything is organized, everything has a place. You can see right here, I'm not as organized at home, maybe, but, all inside their trailer, everything, all their awning stuff clipped on the wall, all of their straps had a hanging, I envision Eddie Gordy's setup, right? Like very, very, very streamlined. And I tell you what, they told us a story about their son meeting Chip Foose, and the story about the car that they built. I think it was the Corvette, or was it? I think it was the Corvette.
I thought it was a 56 or 57.
Yeah, it may have been, and I may have messed that up. So, but
that's all right.
They
built the Corvette though too.
These guys have done such cool stuff, and for for us to all to hang out and just have a good time like we did. It just goes to show you, like, even though, like, we may not be best friends with them, because we haven't hung out. I've been talking to them since the late 90s, right? But, certainly they're doing their thing, we're doing our thing, but it shows you that people can come together no matter where. And, if you've got a good product like what they offer, and you've got a good product like what we offer, people came by and they showed love, and we can't thank them enough for that.
Hey, and just don't forget, only 10 grand, Jay, and that could be OLPs.
Dude, I got 2 more scratchers. If I hit one of these 2, we're good, man. So I want to take a quick break, and I want to thank the kinfolk at AccuWear. They continue to sponsor Eastbound Get Down. They have been great kinfolk to us. Max Dooley, for those that don't know, that was on the Texas Metal Show. He is over there at AccuWear with the awesome team. Hit them up for all of your needs, and check out AccuWear, accuair.com. I love it. I'm a huge supporter, a promoter, if you will, of the brand, just because I like the keypad. I like the product. I've never had any issues, and I highly recommend AccuWear to everyone. Next, Mike, we got a few more. Mini Truckin Magazine. They did a relaunch that included a booth and some stage presence. This led to what I understand as the issue selling out. Mine just arrived yesterday on May 6, 2024 in the mail. I couldn't be more stoked. It's right here. I haven't even opened it technically because I'm waiting for the right time. But, Mike, if you think about Logan and Matt and all of the team, the Michelle Boones, and people throughout the country that have busted their butt to put this magazine out, tip of the cap to them.
Absolutely, and I'm just so glad to see that it's back. And that launch was amazing, and just the amount of money that it brought in. I don't remember any totals, but just the fact that I know that the first issue was auctioned off, and something about some issue with a bunch of naked dudes on it was auctioned off as well.
Dude, Hank was involved. He's on that cover. Mike, I was gonna say I'm collecting all the covers, but I don't know if I want that one. Is that
okay? So no, not at all. I mean, if you choose not to.
Adam and Dizzy or Tater or someone, like, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But
yeah.
All kidding aside, if you take a look at the screen, you'll see for Mini Truckers by Mini Truckers. It's easy to remember. It's a Mini Truckin with an IN mag.net. You can go out here and you can buy individual issues. You can also subscribe. There's 3 issues for 2024. My gut feeling is that they're going to go bi-monthly, that they're going to go quarterly for next year, and then we'll have to go from there. Again, that's just my gut feeling. I don't know any insight to that, but certainly any new magazine is going to want to get to quarterly and then kind of see if they can ramp up from there. So we wish them all the best. Now, Mike, I'm going to see if I can find it really quick because we're going to wind down here in just a moment with our last couple, because we are trying to kind of keep these a little bit more streamlined. But I want to, here it is. I'm going to show this. I want to thank Doug Culp. He shot the original cover with Figment. So this is Doug Culp right here. This is the real Matt Smith. And this is Scott Lampum. Now, Scott owned this truck. This truck was on the cover in 95. And you basically had Doug shot it, and you had these 2 same guys almost in the same pose. And then you had Bob from Mad Mods, his Isuzu, Mike, space cab behind it. Now, what we were able to do, many do not know this, the real Matt Smith acquired this truck from the person that Scott sold it to. Kind of a younger kid, I think, my understanding. He was able to get it. He took it down to bare metal. He repainted it. I do believe eventually he might even change the wheels, okay? This truck looked as good, if not better, than it did all those years ago. There's some really cool stuff. It's kind of hard to see here going on inside the bed. And Matt Smith even had a Florida State hat on in that cover, and we made sure he put an FSU hat on here. For those that don't know, these guys are good, if not best friends. And, of course, Scott, Mike, is a Gators fan. So even Mike Barsha chimed in and said, no, hold on. Is that the original guys? On Instagram, and I go, yeah, Mike. I said, that's Scott. That's the real Matt Smith, and that's Doug Culp. who played along, he shot the cover. So, being able to have an experience where we're at an event and we could do that, that was just mind-blowing to me.
It is pretty cool. But leave that to ODB to know all those fun facts and to know all those people and to get it all back together and make it happen.
So, yeah, I appreciate that, Mike. Now, as we start to wind down, I want to remind everyone the freaking weekend. It's FREAKIN. That show is going down on Instagram. You can find it. It's the freaking FREAKIN weekend show. That show is going down 3 months after Scraping the Coast. So we partnered up with Trip, and for those that don't know, the freaking weekend car, truck, bike show is September 20th through the 22nd of 2024. It's at Harrah's Gulf Coast, back in Biloxi. Okay, so follow us to Scraping the Coast. We're going to be there 3 months prior in June, and then we're going to be back again in Biloxi, right down the road. Big shout out, both of these shows. They love each other. They're great kinfolk, and we love what Trip's doing. Mike, arguably last year, we saw some amazing stuff coming out of that event. You were there. The pool party apparently was like to die for. So we knew we had to go back this time.
Oh, absolutely. And make sure if you haven't booked your hotel, make sure you get your hotel because the hotel is right there on show grounds. So you don't want to miss out.
Oh, yeah. Number 2, Mike, enthusiasts, a.k.a. mini truckers. They came out in full force, including with their families. Now, what I call it the marketplace midway. Okay, Jay Bell, hopefully you like that one. As I call it, was popping off. There were so many wonderful people that stopped by our booth to say hello, to chat, generally just to kind of touch base, like Mike said earlier. When you think of KIK, James from #Mini Movement, Brian and Frank were there from Grinder and Custom Life. You had our kinfolk Tony at Asphalt Army and his family. Randy
props to
was
those
there.
guys too. You bring up Tony and family, and I do believe that they're celebrating an anniversary. Jay, how long has it been? 10 years. 10 years. Asphalt Army, and I tell you what, they do it, and they do it all as a family. Two brothers, mom, dad, wives, the whole 9 yards, and it's one of the nicest families you'll ever meet. I mean, they're just great people.
Oh, yeah. Hammered Weekend was there. We had Spreading the Love. David Magotti was out there. Gooch was out there. You had Layin' Licks. You also had Bob Hayes was set up in the one booth, too, where Brandon, I think it was doing the pinstriping. He owns the Sparkles Detail old D50. So, there was...
Brandon Shirley.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon Shirley. And there was just so much going on there. So it was an amazing event. Number 1, and we got to break this one down a couple items. The scene is on the rise. Here at OLP, we have, of course, coined that catchphrase that my friend Tony Boss Bolin made so famous. When I think about the mini truck scene in 2024 and how massive Mini Nats was, I can't help but realize just how exciting it is to be a part of this amazing scene. Here are a few takeaways that really show you the scene is thriving. Enthusiasts came from as far as Japan, Germany, Canada, California, Oregon. Brad came from Washington State. He brought his lifted truck all the way out. Arizona, of course, was in the house. Just to experience what Jason Bell has, really crafted there with his team for Mini Nats. So we cannot thank him enough. Jason Bell, who owns the event, along with OLP, helped to spread the word on the legislation that was passed, Mike, that would help to kind of mitigate burnouts and things like that. Well, guess what? Mini truckers came out from far and wide, and they respected the town of Maggie Valley, North Carolina. There were no issues as far as I'm aware. Mini truckers cruised up and down the main drag for hours on end. Life was great, wasn't it, Mike?
Dude, life is always good when you're in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, at Mini Nats. So, and like you had said earlier, hats off to Jason Bell and team. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. And you had mentioned spreading the love. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was $42,000, $42 or $43,000 that this year they split it between 2 organizations. One was going for spreading the love, and the other was the Shop with the Cop, their local Maggie Valley. So, I mean, hats off to those guys for being able, and the mini truckers and all the artists that came together and donated their time and their piece to be able to, to help raise all that money to help. So, hey, hats off, mini truckers. We did it again.
The last few items, the official Mini Nats merchandise related to showgoers, they waited hours to get these exclusive pieces, including the Dixon flannels. Say what you'll say about this one, but what show promoter doesn't want to have the amazing hype over his or her merchandise, resulting in enthusiasts loving it so much? They were waiting hours, almost like a top-tier name roller coaster, right? I mean, 2 hours and 45 minutes. To me, that's amazing. And then the showgrounds were packed. Don't believe me? We'll look at the show coverage, including the drone footage from a number of these top media outlets. I know Brian Grinder TV, Johnny O was there doing some stuff. So you're going to see more. But I tell you what, the way the rows were just lined up, it really reinforced the scene as strong. Now, Mike, here's the last couple things, and then we're going to close it down. The other great thing to mention was the charity, as you mentioned, for spreading the love, which was fantastic. One of my top memories was Ricky Bobby, a.k.a. Bobby Boucher from Down to Earth, the big homie out from California again. Mike, he hooked me up with an OG severed tie steering wheel made by Colorado Custom Wheels. I never thought I would own one, and to me, that was super cool.
Well, once again, Jason leaves with more stuff than he came with. And
thanks, Bobby Boucher.
Yes. So thanks, Bobby Boucher, because yes, the truck was packed and loaded. We looked like the Beverly Hillbillies leaving Florida, heading to North Carolina. And we came home, and of course, the first thing that his wife says is, "You came home with more stuff than you left with."
There's more things to talk about, but I'm going to link to a video at the end of this one via YouTube. Phil Fowler, Chris Schmidt, they gave me some pretty cool stuff, and I can't thank them enough.
Once again.
And that's in a video for some of the big haul of things I took home, to Mike's point. We saw Tony and family at Asphalt Army. Mike mentioned this a moment ago. Not only are they celebrating 10 years, but they also gave Mike and I a kind of a personal item with a personal message on it. And Tony, Moore, and fam, we can't thank you guys enough. We know that you've been down the eastbound. We know that you guys are hustling. It's a family, real tight family niche. For those that don't know, Tony, we had him on in the past, but he's been in an awesome illustration type role, and he does a lot of cool stuff. But Mike, anytime to be able to do 10 years in this business in terms of the mini truck scene, that's definitely a tip of the cap.
To be able to do what they've done in 10 years is absolute. To keep going and keep doing it, it's like we talk about, with Drop-N-Ware doing it for 25. I mean, that's amazing to be able to make a living off of, the mini truck scene is, that's something else. It's definitely something that you got to tip your cap to.
You got it. And the other item I wanted to mention, we had no issues the entire weekend. We prepared a lot. We had a lot on our plate, merchandise-wise. Everything came together. We prepared as needed for the trailer, supplies. Always a great time when you have a flawless trip. You got to count your blessings. There's no doubt about that. The last items I'll mention, Mike, is we do have I promised via our story on Instagram a couple months ago, several weeks back, that we, Mike, are taking our online store down after Mini Nats.
Yes,
and we did. But what we didn't tell you is we got a brand new store. And it's all brand new. There's more payment options now. It's going to offer a lot more flexibility on our side. It's more expensive. So just know that we're doing what we can to continue this thing of ours. So check us out, ourlifestylepodcast.com. Mike, the few shows I want to mention, we got Made of Steel coming up in about a week. That is May 17th through the 19th. Relax It in the Park for those that are going to make it to Festus. That's the same weekend, the 17th through the 19th in the greater St. Louis area. Rolling in the Red Rocks, same weekend, but that's the 18th and 19th. And you have Battle in Bama coming up May 30th through June 1st. That's kind of been, altered a little bit, for their situation with the Talladega Speedway, kind of two shows wrapped into one. Congrats to that team, and we hope that they have just an amazing venue or amazing event. Mike, there's some big news that we're going to hopefully share after that. We got a little bit of a sneak peek, but apparently it's going to really go down at Battle in Bama with some of these trucks going.
Well, let's just say this. Make sure you guys stop by the Twin States booth and check out what they have on display there at the Twin States booth, and ask about the backstory and the story about it, which I think it'd be kind of cool if we had Justin and Eli on.
We got to.
Tell us a little bit more about that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, we definitely have to. I want to give a huge shout out to Chris at CNS Metalworks. If you need AccuAir, Universal Air products or whatnot, hit them up. Thanks again to our title sponsor. But Mike, before we leave, I got one question for you. Are you ready?
Always ready to get it wrong.
Hey, this one might be easy for many, but it might be tough for you. What is Hulk Hogan's real name?
It is Terry, and starts with a B. First name's Terry. I do know that.
Mini Truckin Syndicate Nation out there. Do we give him a half a tick mark?
Well, I mean, you have to give me half a tick mark.
Joey Whitby's got his dash ripped out of his brand new.
Is it Balea?
Terry Balea, Bollea. Dude,
there you go.
Ding, 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 ding.
There you go.
Mike.
There you go.
Mike, if you had to thank anybody, who would you thank, man? The Academy?
I would think, yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. Hey, huge shout out to DJ Maze. If you're on Twitch, or if you're not, download Twitch and search DJ Maze Radio. He did an amazing job, and I want to give him credit. The music that he plays at these shows is awesome, man. He knows. He transports me back. We got a chance to give out our Welch's Chop Shop Awards, the remaining ones, and that was a great feeling. The people were so excited for those, and we're happy for them. But DJ Maze helped facilitate that, so thank you. Diggity Dom out there. What is it? Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, hey, buddy. So give his son a follow, Diggity Dom. Mike, that's cool. We're just under an hour. We talked a lot about Mini Nats. Tip of the cap, Jason Bell. Thank you so much for what you do for your community, for the mini truck community. We love you, big homie, and whatever we can do for you, let us know. Make plans for next year. People are already booking cabins. Mini Nats, if I was a betting man, which I'm just a scratcher man, if I was a betting man, I would put it probably that same weekend, but we'll have more information coming soon. That's all I got, Mike.
Bro, if that's all you got, that's all I got, because my stomach's talking to me. It's time to eat.
Rumbling, stumbling.
Hey, Airhead Nation, stay low and get out there and support the shows.
Peace.
Peace.